Hi everyone, before I got to office I wanted to get a coffee, something to eat small, so I met these two couples, young, beautiful couples. I asked them a few questions, they asked me a few questions, so we got into this conversation. So I decided I want to make a video today about what kind of conversation we had. That was pretty good conversation. I enjoyed having the conversation and I think they did too, but I thought I could share some of the points that we went over, and I think it's pretty eye-opening, especially you guys out there, 25-year-olds, that you guys are going through some decisions that you guys are going through. So I want to elaborate a little bit. So I sat down with Louise and I were sitting and we're talking to this couple. So before me, Louise was talking to them, and I got into the conversation, and this is how it went. We talked about a little bit of business, a little bit of college, a little bit of decision making, and if you want to go hard in your decisions in your business or not, or So one thing, this guy, he was going to college. So his older brother went to college, university, and he graduated. So he was going to college, he dropped off, and he decided, he told himself that he wanted to do it later on, which he did not do it. He got married, he got involved with his dad's business, and looks like he's doing something really cool. He showed me one of those large like balloons, where party balloons, where kids go in and jump around and that kind of thing. He's using softwares to make those and everything. So that was really cool. I like that initial, what he showed me, and his decision was like drop off from the college. So I asked him, like, what was the reason for him to drop off, and he was telling me a few things, but I told him, was it something about where the colleges and universities, today we hear this a lot, but like I asked him that question which he wasn't familiar with. I asked him if because they're not teaching about money, and you think that's something you're wanting to go after. He said flat out yes. He admitted, and yes, today you guys know most of the schools and colleges and universities, and when it comes to church, government, all kinds of establishments are not teaching about money. Wall Street does not teach about money. Banks don't teach about money. They don't teach how to make money, how to save money, how to do anything, right? They're all trying to sell you something, and courses, programs, credit cards, all of about. And so that was something I wanted to share with you guys. I went through this conversation, and so I asked him a few questions. I asked him, here at K Brothers, it's very important for us to stay educated, to stay educating ourselves, to always push ourselves to learn more. Books are important for us, conferences are very important for us, and courses are very important for us, and meeting people that have really like knowledge about something that we're not familiar with. It's important for us to talk to those people so we can get a little bit of their 2 cents. So I asked him, what kind of books are you reading lately that we're missing out? He started telling me about, he dodged the question. He started telling me about his getting some snippets and reading here and there a few things, and then he shifted the conversation that he's helping his church, which is great. I love that. And he in his free time, he said. So there's 2 things here for you guys to get from this small conversation. One, when you're helping someone, it's a job, it's not helping. You're always in job. doing something that you're either getting something from it or giving something to it. The second is just because you got dropped out from college or school, or you graduated, you started a family or a business, does not mean that you need to stop educating yourself. The education should go on until the end of times, right? And it's very important for you guys to read books, become smart on what you're doing in your industry, in your life. If you're starting a family, read about families. Starting a business, read about business. If you want to go grow your business, you need to learn about sales. You need to start learning about sales. All these things, right? And those two things he was not sure about. So he was telling me all this, dodging the question. I don't know if those were excuses. And you guys need to be careful. How do you think? What you think? How do you see this? You have to help yourself to grow, to become a better version of yourself. Always become a better version. What was it? Afterwards, we talked about one more. There was one more or two more points after that we talked about was important. We talked about some of his church. Yes, I already talked about that. So I pushed them a little bit into making them understand that they need to read some books, and husband and wife kind of didn't think. I mean, I could say that I could see their facial impression that they thought that was not important, right? They thought if they focus on their business and being nice in their business, and he specifically told me that he does not want to dominate his business, his sector, and that is wrong, and that's where he thinks he's very I don't know, like very very nice, like very which is not true. The opposite is the truth, which is if you want to do something, you better damn do a badass job to it. You know, you have to become the best in it. You have to dominate being the best, going after that industry, and just like becoming the best, because when you become the best, it's the rest are competing with you now. You're not competing with anyone, which is competition is a good, healthy competition. Also, being on top is you have advantage, and always advantage means always you can market yourself that you're number one, and your people will recognize that. They will want to come and work with you. I mean, why are you in it first place, right? To become the best in what you're doing, in anything, any sector, any company that you build, any study that you do. You always want to become the better version of yourself non-stop. So that's one thing you guys need to pay attention what you're doing, how you're doing things. Also, the conversation came to a place where I don't think I told him that, but like I do know what he meant, and this is what it means. I told him he's a younger guy, and his body's in his 25 or something, and he's doing really well for himself, but all this belief system is blocking him to go to the next level, and he needs, like, someone like that. If you are like that, you need to drop that excuses for yourself. Why and how and what, you need to drop it. Don't hold any excuses towards your success, towards your target. You need to go hard. So this one thing is relevant here is I have this saying, and I came up with this saying because I feel like this is very true. Just yesterday I was in a cemetery. We just buried one of our friend that had a heart attack and he passed. He took all his dreams, all his targets, you know, everything with him. We know that he had a lot of dreams and targets, and you know, he had ambitions, and none of it is gonna come true anymore for him. He's gone. So you guys need to know we have finite of years we can do this, and you have to make a decision and stick to it. Go all the way. It's very hard, we know that. It gets really, really tough, and you know that. You have to become a tough person, be okay with failures, always go after your successes. You have to have more successes than not. So what I say is, we're not going to live 300 years old. We just have whatever we have. We don't know how much we have. So be aggressive, be dominating your sector, learn, educate, focus, stay focused, put a lot of hours. You have to put maximum hours. There's no when you get into this field, there's no vacations, there's no relaxations, there's no weekends, there's no you know, birthdays, there's no lot of things, there's no, and you have to, in order to succeed, you have to go a long period of time before something very important stops you, and then you jump back, right back to it. And so remember, you're not going to live 300 years old. So this is what I wanted to talk about. This was interesting. I was thinking what to do, how to make a video today. This was something happened just literally an hour ago, and I thought I could share my thoughts about this. And if you guys have any comments, please write down below. If you guys have any kind of talk about your journeys, or your, you know, how, if it's not organized journey, how to organize them, I'll be glad to give you guys my 2 cents. Write it down below, and I would love to hear from you guys. And please follow us on social media, all social medias, and if you guys know friends and family that would love to follow this kind of content, let them know. We appreciate it. So and thank you for your time, for tuning in. Thank you, appreciate it so much.